Hello, everybody. Welcome to Scraps to Crafts. This is Diane. I'm glad you all tuned in. I haven't been on a lot lately. A lot of stuff's going on in my life. Been pretty busy, and I want to get in a groove and start doing more videos. So my goal is to try and get more out there. I'm actually planning on doing a series of videos on one certain junk journal, more of a vintage type journal, and we'll talk about that a little later. But this video here is something I got inspired from another video that I watched, Treasure Books. If you ever have seen it or have heard of that, I recommend you checking Natasha on Treasure Books out. She has some really nice, cool ideas. And she got me thinking about these journal cover designs, because a lot of the times with journals, I have trouble with figuring out what I want to do with the cover of my journal. I just get a mind block, and I don't know what to do. I think I probably overthink things sometimes, so that's probably part of the problem. But anyway, I was working on this journal, which is going to be the one that I'm going to start with the series. And then I saw this video about that had the journal cover designs. And I thought, how cool would this be to make up several of these and just have them ready for when you do your journals, so that you can just put that cover right on there and you have it done. So I hope that this will inspire you and give you some ideas, and maybe it will work for you also. Let me show you. I did that my little short. If some of you saw it, they are these little. They're just made up. They have a base, and then they have another layer, and they have this cute little window pocket in front, which you don't have to do a pocket. Or with the window, you can just make it a little pocket, and then it just has this big wide tag that kind of fits down in it. And of course, I added some buttons to it, and wordage. I always like the wordage, and did some inking. But the imagination's possibilities are endless. I'm sure you can think of different things that you can do to make these, but it's just a cover. It just a plain sheet. Just start like this, and then you can take your journal, and when you're ready, just glue that down on your journal, on your cover there, and you'll have your cover made up. So anyway, I thought I would just go through and show you how I did these. And here I'll show you these that I did on my short here. This is one here. Of course, this isn't the colors for that journal that I have, but this is one of them. Set that aside. Here's another one that I did that doesn't have a pocket. It just has just some little ephemera things around. I did sew across here. I just used cardstock, and I think I did some wallpaper that I had here, and did some inking. Always put my little words in. But there's one there, and then this one here I did with some vellum, and I made this big ticket pocket, and it's pretty busy. It's got a lot of flowers on it. Got this little word inspire with a little banner there. And I did sew this one. This is one of the first ones that I made. So anyway, there's another idea. And of course, then this is the one that I'm pretty sure I've chose this to put on my journal that I've got going here. And I used vellum on this one also with the pocket. I used a little smaller tag that I put in here, and put some buttons on for embellishment. But you know, you can put lace, you can put more wordage, you can do all kinds of different things with these. So keep your mind open and use your own creativity and make these your own also. But I wanted to show you how I did these. Now you need to keep in mind that when you are making these, you do them the size of your journal. If you do journals a certain size, most of your journals are all a certain size, then you can make up a whole bunch of them, and then when you go to make your journals, you'll have your journal covers ready. But if you have different size journals, then you might need to make them as you go. As you make up your journal, then you just make your journal cover that way. But this will help kind of speed up your process of covering your journal. If you make smaller journals, then you have to remember that you're going to have to cut these sizes down. These sizes here are basically the journal sizes that I usually do. And I use a lot of cereal boxes. So my journals usually go, this one is about 8.5 by 6. So 8.5 by 6 is usually my average journals that I make. So I could sit and make a whole bunch of these journal covers, and I'll have them ready for my journals that I make. And I can do them in various colors so that they will go with my journals. So let's go ahead and kind of get started here. I'm going to give you some measurements and show you. I've already cut out things, so I'm just going to give you some measurements on them. And then we'll go from there. Pretty simple, easy to put together. Some of the things you'll need is some cardstock. I like to use cardstock as the base, so it's a little thicker cardstock for the base part of it. And this base is about 8 inches by 5 3/8. So I make it so that it's just a little bit smaller than the edge of the front of my journal. But this is up to you. If you don't want it to be, if you want to have more of an edge, see more of your journal cover, you can make it a little smaller. It's really up to you. So I like to do the base about that, and use the cardstock. And then I just use, this is just a piece of scrapbook paper here that is the second layer here. And it's not cardstock, it's not as thick, it doesn't really need to be, and because it's completely glued down. But also keep in mind also that you could always leave the side open here if you wanted to put a little side pocket on the front. That's an idea too. Or you could put a pocket at the top if you want that on the cover of your journal. So keep that in mind too. But anyway, to get a print that's kind of comparable to colors, I try to match the colors up. And so this is the second layer, and it's about 7.5 by 5. I like to have a little border around the edge. And then we're going to do a little pocket here. And this little pocket here, this little cutout here is actually a die cut that I have. Now, on the one like I have right here is a heart, and that was also a die cut that I cut the heart out with. But you can do these without having a die cut machine. You can just use a pattern of a heart, cut out your own little heart, and cut it out from the back and cut your heart out that way. You don't have to use die cuts. Or if you want a square, you can do it the same way. Just draw out your square, use a little template or something to mark it up and cut it out. You might not have all those fancy little squiggly lines around there, but it'll still look really nice. But anyway, this pocket is about 4 3/4 by 4 1/4. I'm just, again, you can make it any size you want to make it. I just like to make it a little bigger here at the bottom, and it's where I can tuck a card in or a tag or something. And I'm actually making it a little making this little window with a little piece of acetone or the vellum. Now this acetone is, you get it online through Amazon. You can get it, sheets of it online. It's not very expensive, and it gives you that little window. And you know, we've done the little specimen cards. If you look back on my videos, I've done little specimen cards with this vellum, and this acetate, and it's really easy to use. Sometimes it's hard to see when you're cutting, so you got to have pretty good light. But anyway, you'll need a piece of that for it also. And then I went ahead and did up this little card. I like to have something that's gonna see through that, get back behind that acetate, and it shows a little flower there through that. Or you can put anything. You can put you can stamp it, you can do some embossing on it, you can do some other words, whatever you'd like, but I think it needs to have something showing through there just to give it some interest there. So the tag itself, this tag is a little smaller than like this one here. This tag is quite a bit bigger. That's a pretty big tag. That's a pretty big pocket there going into that one there. So and this one's a little smaller, which I kind of like. I like it a little bit smaller, but the big one looks okay too. And it can also be used to write on the back if someone wants to use it for journaling, or put a picture or whatever. So that tag, I think it's about 5 5/8 by 4, but that's up to you. You just kind of, you want it to fit in that pocket behind all of this. So you want the edges to be not being seen, unless you do. It might not matter if you see an edge in there, but I like to see it kind of filled in, so that's the way I do that. So that's basically how it's done. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this all together and put it together for you. But those are the base. I put 8 by 5 3/8. The second layer is 7 1/2 by 5, a little smaller, and the pocket is 4 3/4 by 4 1/4. Then I also do a little banner of some kind with wordage on it. And with this one over here, let's see if you can see it in there. I went ahead and did the little banner, and I'll show you how to do these. They're very simple, that I thought I would put right across the bottom of the heart there and put my little wordage on it there. On this one, I cut a little die cut that I thought was really cute. It's like a little, what are those called? Like a label plate or something. And I just put my word there, journal, and then put that over there like that. And I thought that looked really cute. So I was going to go with that on this one. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put this together and show you how quickly and how easy it is to put together. I'm going to leave these square, but you can round them off if you want. You can use your corner rounder, and I'm going to leave mine square right now. But with this piece, the second piece, because there's nothing you have to do with this unless you want to ink around the edges, which I would probably do, ink around the edges. I like the look of that. But with this one, I'm going to round those corners with my corner rounder, because I like the finished look of the corners. But it's something you don't have to do. It is absolutely your decision what you want to do. It's preference, your preference. And then, yes, I like to ink around the edges of that second page. So let's go ahead, and I'm just using some walnut stain here and just going around those edges. And again, this is just a digital that I printed off. And so it's just done on regular copy paper. And you can use a glue stick if you want on this. The Scotch permanent glue stick is the one I recommend because I think it stays the best. I'm trying to see which way this is going. I guess it probably really doesn't matter a whole lot. I think. Anyway, so, but I'm just going to go ahead and use a little bit of my Tombow Mono glue here, and just go around the edges here. Just get those edges, whoops. And just a little filling in or in the middle. Don't need a lot of glue. Don't need a lot of glue, but here we go. And then we'll just glue that down with that little edge showing there. I think my hardest thing is, you know, I overthink things, and I can't pick out the colors that go together right, and I just, like I said, I just overthink, and sometimes it just, I feel like then I'm exhausted by overthinking things, and then I have to get away, and I still want to create, but I just have to get away from it. And but if you try not to overthink so much, you'll be able to create so much more, so much more. So anyway, now we're going to put down our little pocket. But the first thing we got to do with our pocket is we got to put either that vellum that we're going to use or the acetate, and I'm using acetate here. And I like to use a double-sided tape with this. So I take, because this is, the acetate's going to be put on here, and then we're going to turn it over here and we're going to glue this pocket down. So I'm going to go ahead and use double-sided tape with this acetate. Let's see here. And I when I cut this acetate, I make sure there's, I don't know if you can see it on the screen there, but there's a little edge there where I'm going to glue for my pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put, see if you can see that. Let's move this over here. You probably can't see it on that dark. It's so hard to see that, but let's look. I'm going to take my double-sided tape. I have this double-sided tape that I got at the craft store, and I'm going to put it around all sides. I want this acetate to be glued on all sides, because even at the top, because I don't want anything that I'm tucking in the pocket to get stuck on that acetate. So go ahead, and this double-sided tape is really pretty strong. It works really well. And you can get it in all different widths. You can get it in the really little skinny width if you prefer to use that too. I've used that on some of mine. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it across that last side. There we go. And so you can see that I put it around all those sides. Still trying to see what how those flowers are supposed to be going, what direction, what is the direction. Anyway, let's go ahead and get that double-sided tape. Get the backing off of there. Now I'm going to take my little pocket and I'm going to put my acetate down on the pocket there, leaving a little edge around there, and press that down, and that will take care of making that little see-through pocket. And I'm trying to see, this looks a little wider here than it does there. You can see sometimes this acetate just wants to attract all the fuzzies, so you have to clean it all off sometimes. But anyway, I think I'm going to round the corners now on the little pocket because I think I like that finished look also. So I'm going to use my little crocodile corner chomper here. Very well worth the investment if you can get yourself one. But there are other different corner cutters, like this little one here. This will cut corners too. Okay, now I'm going to get, I think I'm going to go ahead and ink up around this just because I like the ink. Look. And if you want to really make sure everything's good and inked up, even around here, you want to do that before you put your acetate on there. And the vellum is the kind of see-through-y, smoky look, kind of. You can do the same thing with it, just like we did with the acetate. Okay, now I'm going to glue that pocket down. I'm only going to glue those 3 sides. Okay, and then we'll put that, give it a little border, and put that down, press that down, and let that dry. Okay. And gosh, there's so many things you can do. You can get just some doilies and put on here. You can use lace. If you've got clusters that you pre-made, you can add a cluster to this. There's so many different ways of embellishing this, and it's like you'll have your cover all ready once you get your journal put together. So I thought I would go ahead and put this right up here. You gotta have some wordage. I love the little bit of wordage on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one. This is one that I made. I have a stamp, and I made this with a piece of file folder actually, and just ripped it, and then of course I took it and inked it around the edges, and then I after I tore it, I just inked it around the edges. And then I'm going to take this little plate that I put through my die cut machine. You can also find these little plates. They're really cute. You can find them in some ephemera packages. They sell them out there. I know that Tim Holtz does. And if you know of Tim Holtz, I'll make sure I got glue on everything. And then I'm not worried about seeing that edge around the outside. I kind of like that. I think that looks kind of cute there. Let that dry there. Okay, and I think I'm going to go ahead and add some buttons because I think buttons really give it a lot of extra. I don't know that I want green on there though. I'll put that one. There is a little blue in there, so I'll put a little blue, and maybe this one here. And then maybe down over here, hope I'm still in the picture there. You're seeing what I'm doing. I think down over here I'll put 2 little buttons right there. And I just think that just adds to it. So you can use your Fabrifix on these. You can use a glue gun. Hot glue gun will work really well. But I'm just using my Mono Tombow glue. It works just pretty well too. You'll find out what glues you like the best and which one holds the best as you are journaling. Just use what works best for you. And ones, you know, I've seen questions about what glues will hold and are going to hold up to, you know, so your stuff doesn't all fall off. And I found out that this Mono Tombow glue is pretty good, but I do really like the Fabrifix also. Let's see, I'll put the glue on the back. This one. I like the way the buttons look. But just think about it. You could add lace. You can add so many other little things to this. You can even do some dangles if you wanted. You can really dress this up any way you want. Okay, so this is the tag that I put together. Now I used washi. This is a wash through washi tape, which is the wider pet tape, and you can get rolls of these. They come like this, whole roll of course they come in different colors and themes, and this one's flowers, and you can get them in different times of the year. They have different things for that time of the year. So or you can find stickers, or you can use a stamp like I said before. And I like to put a little ribbon. You need to punch your little hole in there and put your little ribbon in there. And I'm just going to just tie a knot up here. Let's see. Do it like this. One more time. Just do a double knot, because that make sure your ribbon will stay in there, and it kind of makes it kind of stand up a little better. So there we go. There's our little tag. And now it will fit right behind your acetate there. And there we go. There we have it. There is your journal, your journal cover design. And this is all ready to go right on top of a journal on your front cover. And you don't have to sit and think about what else to do with your, you've already got it put together. And then if you do have a sewing machine, I definitely would try doing some sewing. Just, you know, sew across the top and bottom of that second layer, and then sew your pocket on. Yeah, that really adds to it too. If you can do that. You can sew around your tag also, and that will add to that and make that look really, really cute. So there you go. There you have it. I'm not going to go ahead and take the time to put another one together, because I don't want to take too much time on here. I want to go over one more thing. I did want to show you though this, how to do this little banner thing. Very, very simple. The banner is about 4 inches by 7/8. Not quite an inch wide. But you know, that's up to you how big you want your banner. And I made this one to put across this heart here, to go across the heart, and then put the little wordage right there. Put it in the center. That's what I planned on doing with that. But just to cut out your piece of cardstock, or you can even use just your regular paper, and just make a slit in the middle on the end there, right there. Just make a little cut, and then from that corner go down to that middle where that cut stops, and then on the other side do the same, and then that'll give you your little banner look. Do the same over here, and then just cut it like this. I mean, there are punches out there that punch these out, but when you can do them just like that yourself, why not? And you can ink around the edges, and there's your little banner. This one, of course, I was gonna just put on the white paper, and it's got the butterflies, and I was gonna add some butterflies, and I did this great big tag that was gonna sit back behind here, and I thought that looked really cute. This tag is just the white paper. I have some punches, butterfly punches there, but this is acetate that is printed on. And you can buy that, buy the sheet, and I know I've got mine at Hobby Lobby. Here's a piece right here. This is acetate that's been printed on, and I just love these. These are so and so pretty. I just love the colors. I love the way that looks. I like that kind of that foggy look. You can see through it. You can, lots of possibilities with this. Anyway, I wanted to go ahead and show you, once you've got your cover done, your design cover here, you're all ready to just go ahead and put it on the front of your journal, and your cover will be done. Now you can see I put a little slit right here because I had put a little hole, put a little eyelet there for putting something in there for tying this up when I'm done. So I put that so I would have room to put something through there. But I went ahead and did this with the heart, and just did the vellum, and it's got a tag that has similar paper, and I thought these colors went good with this this cover on this journal. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit before I'm done here, that my next, I'm going to try and do a series, and this is actually a journal that I did with cereal box, but I thickened it up a little bit. I did 2 layers of cereal box, and I also covered, before I put the fabric on, I put some batting underneath, so it gives it a little more of a plush feel, and it is going to be just like my other journal that I did, that I showed how to do with the fabric cover, but it's just going to be a little sturdier. We're going to double up on the cardboard, and we're going to use some batting to give it a little more plush feeling and a little sturdier. And then I want to go through all the processes of putting this journal together, and going through the pages step by step, going through different ways we're going to decorate, doing the edges. I'm going to try and just do a series, and if you have any ideas, shoot me out a message. If there's something you want to see, send me a message and we'll go through them. I mean, we're going to do step by step. We're going to do pockets. We're going to do edging. We're going to do tassels. We're going to do the corners, but that is my plan. So I hope that you will all take what you've learned from this video and be able to use it out there. And I would love to hear your comments and your ideas, and throw them out to me, because we learn from each other. And so I'm gonna go for now and plan on starting that series. I'll probably do a quick short that will get out there. They seem to get a lot of views on those. Let people get ideas from those shorts. So I'm gonna do that. So everybody, go out there and create and have fun, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.